Hello, Reset Women. This is Lynn. I'm the founder of Divine Reset, and I'm so excited to be here today. I have a very, very special guest, and this is our inspiration series. This is our sixth one. This is so exciting. And I am so honored that Jenni Byrd Grier is here. In late January, I met her. I went to a transformational retreat in Waco, Texas. It was so fun. Yes, that is the home of, oh my goodness, what is it called? Magnolia, the
fixer-upper.
Fixer-upper. Yes, that was a highlight. But the main thing for me was really, it was a true transformation, and my eyes were opened up to incredible things. And I'm pretty scientific when it comes to the woo-woo. That's what you guys call it. And Jenni and her father were the hosts, David Byrd, excuse me. And they bring all that in. They're highly intelligent people. And so because of that experience, that is why I created Divine Reset. And the purpose for Divine Reset is to empower women to connect with their divine, in connecting with their divine, because we have so much garbage that we allow in to ourselves, and we allow it to, make an opinion about our worth. And that has nothing to do with our divinity and our perfect beings that we are. And so that is why I created Divine Reset, to help women to get a handle on their lives, no matter what is happening. I say, even if the house is figuratively burning down, you can have peace and love and harmony, happiness. And that's why I'm here. So with Jenni today, she's going to talk about how you can be in control, and you have power to make your life as blissful as you want it, as blissful as you dream and deserve to have. So Jenni, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Lynn. I was so honored. Thank you for that introduction. I was thrilled when you were a part of our retreat last year. Even more thrilled when I saw what you were doing a couple of weeks after, just like literally 2 weeks after that retreat, you were launching the Divine Reset, working on your own workshop. I love when I see that happen. And then was even like triple excited when you asked me to be a speaker on this. So I'm excited to be here with you guys today. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina with my husband, Rob, and I have 2 daughters, ages 15 and 13. So life is full and busy and abundant. And 5 years ago, I realized my dream and went into business with my father. I spent 17 years in corporate America. Corporate America was very good to me, but I just always knew there was just something else. There was that little nudging that there was something else. So when I got to realize that dream and go into business with my dad, it really was a dream come true. In the past 5 years, I have really felt just in complete alignment that I am doing exactly what I was put on this earth to do. And that's to help people achieve and grow. And so, when Lynn told me, when we agreed upon this topic of you are the creator of your universe, I was like, oh my gosh, I could talk about this for 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, but I'm going to get it into 15 minutes. And I've been told I talk really fast, so it comes in handy when I'm trying to cram in a lot of information. But, for me, it all starts with awareness, right? Most of us are unaware on a moment-by-moment basis. Now, you might be saying, Jenni, what do you mean by that? But do you know scientists have proven that by the age of 35, we have become a memorized state of being? Memorized behaviors, memorized emotions, learned perceptions. So by 35, everything's memorized, right? And we are reactive creatures by nature. So most of us just wake up and start reacting to everything that happens to us. And I guarantee that by the time your feet hit the ground, or before your feet hit the ground when you get out of bed in the morning, you've had 2 thoughts. The first thought is, I didn't get enough sleep. Now, let's be honest, who thought that this morning when you got out of bed, right? And then the other thought is, I don't have enough time today to get it all done. So what are those two thoughts? Those are two thoughts of lack. And so on a subconscious level, you have set up your whole day kind of to be thinking in lack. But like I said, we can only change the things we are aware of. And most of us are kind of walking around unconscious. Like every time somebody cuts you off in traffic, I guarantee you have the same reaction, right? I guarantee you go from happy to sad to mad. And sometimes you're not even aware of all those feelings you've just had in that moment. I mean, it happens to me still. I mean, I will be, I'll spend some quiet time in the morning and reflection and meditation and visualization. And I kid you not an hour later, I read an email or something happens and I go straight into being stressed out. I went from peaceful to stressed and wasn't even aware of it. So it kind of all starts with becoming aware of your thoughts. Do you know that scientists say that we have 70,000 thoughts per day? 70,000. 90% of those thoughts are the exact same thoughts we thought yesterday. That's pretty crazy. And then some scientists say that of that, 40% of those thoughts are negative. So if you do the math with me on all that, that says we're thinking about, 40,000 negative thoughts a day, and they're the exact same negative thoughts we thought yesterday. I mean, that's pretty crazy. And the reason that is because they've proven that we have both a conscious and a subconscious mind. Our conscious mind, the thoughts that we're aware of, right? That only controls 5%. 5% of our thoughts. 95% of our thoughts are on the subconscious mind. Now, scientists know that because they figured out that our conscious mind is firing off, 30 to 40 neurons per second, whereas your subconscious mind is firing off like 30 to 40 million neurons per second. So our subconscious mind is running the show, whether we want it to or not. And I kind of believe that everybody has an aha moment. I won't tell the whole story of my aha moment because I don't have time here today, but it was really a situation that happened with my oldest daughter. My oldest daughter has sensory processing disorder, and it took us a long time to figure out what her diagnosis. And when we finally got her diagnosed, I came to work with this amazing occupational therapist who was also a meditator, and she started helping me become aware of my thoughts. And I'm not saying the things I said, I'm saying the things that I was thinking when my oldest was having one of these meltdowns because of the sensory processing disorder. And when I learned to become aware of my thoughts, it was amazing. And I decided in that moment of how it transformed my own personal life, I said, I am going to dedicate my life to figuring this out and to help other people. I like to call our subconscious mind our invisible backpack, right? We see the world through the lens of this backpack. That's why a lot of us just keep repeating our past over and over and over again, because we just keep pulling stuff out of that backpack that's happened to us, and it just keeps happening over and over again. Do you know that scientists also say the majority of our limiting beliefs were formed before the age of 12? Wow, when I learned that, I was like, oh my gosh. Now, there's tons of science that I could share behind that. It's all about brain waves and what brain waves we're in. But basically, until the age of 12, we're in a very almost like hypnotic state is the best way to describe it, even when we're awake, right? So we're in a very programmable stage. And I love it when I'm working with clients and they'll say, oh, I believe I'm not a good leader, or I'll believe I'm not, I don't deserve what I most deeply desire, or I'm not good enough. And I always challenge them. I said, okay, go back and think about your first childhood memory of when you felt that. And when they can go back to that root cause, and it's not a matter of shame and blame. Once again, guess what? It's a matter of awareness. Once they're aware of where that limiting belief came from, that is where the real power is. And then they can go, oh my gosh, because guess what? Then you get to change it. You don't have to keep believing that same thing that you've believed about yourself since you were 8 years old, that just seeped so deep into your subconscious that you weren't even aware of it. And that's why I love helping people dig into limiting beliefs, because when you can, we're like an onion. I don't know if we ever get rid of all of them, or at least I know I don't. I'll solve one big limiting belief, and then it's like another one pops up and another one. But it is, it's like we're that onion, we're releasing those layers and getting to the bottom. And when we can realize what those limiting beliefs are, we can release them, then we get to make new choices so that our future can be different than our past. You know, you've probably heard the saying, you attract to yourself that which you set out for yourself, or like attracts like. Well, you know, all that sounds really good, but if we're really honest, I know a lot of you, like myself initially, a lot of that sounds what I call really woo-woo. You know, it sounds pretty like kind of woo-woo, but that's why I like to explain some of the science behind that. So let's just take that concept of like attracts like. You know, well, you have to understand that scientists have determined that our heart generates an electromagnetic field around it. Scientists have actually measured it, and they have actually measured in hertz the differences in different emotions. For example, stress and anger vibrate at about 30 to 40 hertz, whereas love vibrates at 500 hertz. It's kind of like two guitars. I use this example. If you put two guitars beside each other, and you know they have different strings, and each string makes a different sound, right? So it's vibrating at something different. If I pluck the A string on guitar 1, I don't even touch guitar 2, but it's sitting beside it. Do you know what happens on guitar 2? The A string starts to vibrate. I didn't even touch it. Now, why does that happen? Because it's vibrating at the same frequency. So if you were to walk into a room with 10 people, and 9 are really either stressed out or angry or negative, and 1's positive, and you walk into that room and you're also stressed out, maybe upset, maybe traffic drove you crazy getting there, guess what? What string are you going to pluck? You're not going to find that one positive person, because just like the two guitars, you're plucking that stressed out string. And so guess what? That's what you're going to attract. You're going to attract everybody else who's plucking that string. So that's why it's always important in this awareness to be aware of what we're feeling, right? Feelings are the window into healing. And I'm not at all suggesting that you walk around all day in love, joy, abundance, and gratitude. I wish I could say that I walked around every day in love, joy, abundance, and gratitude, but my husband and my kids would be the first to tell you that that's not how it works with my household. But it's a matter of becoming aware of those feelings. And it literally can be saying, nope, yep, that just made me really mad, but right now in this moment, I can choose to be mad, or I can choose to be grateful. Sometimes I give myself a time limit. I literally, if something's really upset me, I tell myself I have until that night when I go to bed to be upset about it. And then at that moment, I have to choose a different feeling. Hopefully I don't wait that long on all the stuff, but if it's a really big one, I give myself till the end of the day. If it's smaller things, I kind of just try to release them right there. And so you might be saying, hey, well, Jenni, I've been stressed out. How do I choose a new feeling? Well, you learn how to create a feeling in your body as if what you want to happen has already happened. So let's say that there's something you want in your future, that you're going to set a goal for 2020. Well, I want you to think about, how would that feel if you had already achieved that goal? Because guess what? That's what string you're going to be plucking. So how do you do that? Well, we've become pros at it with negative things. I want you to think about the last time someone made you really mad or angry. Okay, what did you do? You went home, you retold that story to your spouse, your significant other, your best friend. You told it that later that day, a week later, a month later, sometimes a year later, right? And when you retold that story, what happened? You got mad all over again. You feel your heartbeat, right? You know, your heart beating faster, your blood pressure going. So what did you just do? That experience didn't happen to you again. You just created anger or sadness or whatever in your body just by retelling the story. So if you can do it with negative emotions, can't you do it with positive ones as well? So if you want to create a feeling in your body, let's say you want to create confidence or joy or peace, replay in your mind an experience when you felt joy, confidence, or peace. And I promise you, when you replay it, you kind of go, oh yeah, this is what that feels like. So real change begins with awareness, and awareness always leads to choice. So every day and every moment, ask yourself, how am I going to choose? And are you choosing what's in alignment with your past and who you've always been? Or are you choosing what's in alignment with your future and who you want to be? So with that, I'll pause. Lynette, I know I talked fast. There was a lot there. So I'm going to pause for a moment and see what questions you may have.
Well, thank you so much. I'm in awe when you speak. Thank you so much. It makes so much sense. The very first thing when you were talking about awareness, I remembered, so I've got 4 children, and many years ago, the schools will do a little workshop. They'll pass out flyers or things just for awareness and safety. Just because of the day and age that we live in, where we've got to be careful of danger around us. And the very first thing that list said was, be aware of your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are on autopilot, and by age 35, you said everything is just habit. It's all memorized. Mm-hmm. And imagine, I was thinking, if you were truly aware of everything around you, you would be safe. You would be in safe situations. Your relationships would be safer. You wouldn't let people walk all over you. And then your feelings, you'd be able to be aware of them so you could honor them and take action.
Right. And do something different. I need to create a sign like, be aware of your surroundings. That's like the slogan. We need to create a new one. Be aware of your feelings.
That is so true. That is so true, because I'm one of those people that I buried my feelings for years and years and years, and I didn't speak out. And I have an autoimmune disease now, and I believe it was from that. Yeah. So, and then I loved what you just said, the last part about feelings being a window to healing, mm-hmm. because you can reverse, you can heal when you honor and when you realize, I guess it's kind of a hokey thing to say, but when you give homage to your feelings.
Absolutely. Yeah, you have to first become aware that you're angry. I mean, so I don't get mad. I don't get mad at myself or guilty when I feel angry. Actually, that's a life lesson. So I kind of step up and go, okay, why am I angry? Why did this make me mad? What do I need to release from my backpack to let go of that? So yeah, that's why I say, I would love to tell you I walked around in love, joy, abundance, and gratitude all day long, but no, we're saving all that for heaven, right? I don't walk around in that all day long. But those other feelings aren't bad, but they can be our biggest life lesson if we wake up and are aware of them.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And we're human.
Yes.
This is a human experience, and every day we grow. So, yes, honor the backpack.
That's right. And release it. Empty the backpack. Our goal is to empty the backpack.
Everyone, take it off.
That's right. I say by the time we're adults, it's no longer a backpack. It's now like an 18-wheeler. We're hauling an 18-wheeler behind us.
But I've got food in mine.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Jenny. I know you've got another call, and I really, I'd love to have you on again. And
I would love that. You let me know. I would love to be back.
Okay, perfect. And then I will put in the comments how people can contact you.
Yes.
And you've got a monthly program where people will get all of this and more.
Yep. Each month we dive in deep in a group setting where I teach a concept. I'll lead people through a guided meditation. So I've got that. Also, our retreat, Lynanne, that you mentioned, it's coming up again. It's in January 24th through the 26th. So it's towards the end of January. That's coming up again as well in Waco. A great time. But so you can, my email is jenny@davidbyrdconsulting.com. So feel free to send me an email. You can also check out, I have my personal website is jennibyrdgrier.com. So Lynanne, you can put those in the comments, and I I would love to hear people. And even if you have a question about anything I spoke about today, feel free, reach out. I'd love to hear from you.
Oh, thank you so much. That is so great. And appreciate all of your time, your knowledge, the experiences that you've had. I know some of them are not, a lot of them are not fun. We would
Right.
not want to do them again, but they make you who you are. And so thank you so much. I'm so honored that I know you and that we had this time together.
Thank you. I so appreciate it. And I'd love to be back. You let me know anytime.
All right.
Okay.
Have a good
Bye,
one,
guys.
Jenni.